How do you make the making of a MOOC a great experience? At Delft University of Technology, we have developed 25 MOOCs and over the past years gained a lot of experience in the design and development of MOOCs, online and blended courses. The design and development of these courses is supported by our e-learning developers, who face an interesting challenge, namely the diversity in courses. The course topics range from engineering and design to science, and the level ranges from pre-university to master's or PhD.
How do we, as e-learning developers, support so much diversity in a personalized way and ensure course teams receive the support that suits their needs? And which approaches can support this flexible style of advising course teams? This is why we decided to choose an approach that is both very simple in its use and takes into account the specific nature of online courses. The approach makes the course design explicit on a timeline and allows for interaction in the course team. Therefore, we chose to work using the Carpe Diem approach from Gilly Salmon. Here are the basic steps taken in the Carpe Diem approach, as I was explaining to a MOOC course team.
So the stages of Carpe Diem, they go from the blueprint that I just talked about, the sort of a poster idea, to the storyboard that we'll do there. So this is what the storyboard will start with today, I think. Then we make a prototype like, no, this is now what we agreed on, this is what we start working from. And what we can then decide to do is do a reality check, so we'll have to organize that, where, for example, some of the lecturers that will be involved, some of the other course team members, maybe some other students, will look at the plan and shit on it. And say like, wouldn't it be nice if you do it like that or like that? So that you really create a very beautiful course. So once we're ready for that, we can organize that. And that's when you can now review your course and make an action plan and divide all the work.
You just saw one of the teams I currently support in the design of their MOOC on visualizing the unimaginable. For this paper, I've collected our experiences in using the Carpe Diem approach in the design of 5 MOOCs and 5 online courses. I will focus on our experiences at the Extension School of TU Delft in facilitating the design of MOOCs. Let me start with explaining the challenges I experience as e-learning developer. Can you imagine this situation? Today, I meet the course team of a MOOC on visualizing the unimaginable. I have met the course team leader, but the team comes together for the first time. And I wonder, why do they want to offer this MOOC? How will the course team collaborate? Do I give a workshop or gradually introduce the storyboard? Do they expect a content-driven course? Have they considered their learners? I will now show you an example of how this particular course leader approaches the course design. He's a very motivated lecturer who is willing to invest a lot of personal time in his MOOC. He has already started building a prototype of the course in the edX platform by himself. However, this is the first meeting he has with his course team. Luckily, he reflects himself on one of the challenges I often deal with. At the same time, you hear my response to accommodate the course leader.
Is there a very big risk in that I, for example, start building and at the same time start sketching?
I think that's a very good question. I think you should do it the way you like, but you should keep in mind, and you should be open to like, hey, if we do this whole process where we ask people for critical feedback, I should be ready to take it.
Yeah, so I should do some, I can do some things which I later on have to delete even.
Yeah, and sometimes it means a lot of that you do too much work and that it takes you too much time.
This example is representative for my experiences in the need to use the Carpe Diem approach in a flexible way. In this case, the course leader has already started a design and even applied it in the edX environment as prototype, without using the input of his team. He prefers to see what it will look like before he starts designing. However, he is also very reflective on the possible dangers of this. So I focused in my advice on making the course leader aware of the risks of this approach. But if he prefers to work in this order, then I will adapt my approach to his preferred order. In the video, I showed you one example of how I have introduced the Carpe Diem approach to a course team. In the article, we describe possible solutions for two main challenges. Firstly, how do I introduce the value of the CD approach to the course team? As you've seen, one of the proposals I have for adapting the Carpe Diem approach is to be flexible about the order in which the approach is used. Usually, I just start putting down post-its on the table and it forms the table gradually while we are talking. This I have done especially with a course team that are less visually oriented. Usually, course teams of industrial design are more visually oriented and the storyboard exercise resembles their normal way of working. A second challenge I describe in the article is how I use the Carpe Diem approach to explain what the nature is of a MOOC compared to a regular course. Most lecturers have an audience in mind that resembles their regular students, but may not always consider a much more diverse and larger audience. Hey, Janine!
If you would like to hear more about how we have used the Carpe Diem approach to support course teams and which proposals we have come up with so far to use the Carpe Diem approach in a flexible way, please come to the session at the conference. We're looking forward to see you there or in the other Delft session, where we present how we evaluate teaching and learning in MOOCs.